All right, hello. It's 21st of Feb. This is my trade log. Now, I'm going to take you through. It's Monday morning here. I'm just going to take you through a couple of things today. I'll show you what's happening with the market. Then I'm going to go through an insurance type of insurance tactic that I've been researching that I want to implement just for this month. And I'll show you how it works. It's sort of outside of the standard strategy that I'm experimenting with in paper trading. This is for the live accounts. I'll take you through that. But first up, let's switch over to the trading platform. So first thing I'll do is show you what's going on today. So the market, it dropped, but 10-minute window. I might just put it on hourly. It's sort of flat, basically, the market, sort of up and down. It opened and dropped about 60 points, but it's obviously recovered. But volatility is going up. An easier way to see that might be in the strategy builder here. On a monthly basis, this is today. Look at volatility, it's going up, which is a bad time to be a net buyer. But in this instance, I'm a little bit concerned about the short-term exposure I have on these puts at the bottom. Basically because of what's going on in Ukraine. If there is a war that breaks out, like wars are just systemically bad for markets, right? Well, it depends on where it is, but all indications point to that. If that happens, then there's going to be an impact on the markets, generally speaking. So if that does happen, I've got sort of 24 days until this condor expires. I don't currently have protection on this condor here or on my other trading account. So this is a live trading account here. I'm going to show you what it looks like with the impact of the impact of a fall as a result of a short-term problem like Russia invading Ukraine, the uncertainty that would bring to the markets. I've already put one through and that's waiting to get filled. I'll show you the process, but first up I want to show you the scenario planning element of this. So I've got 24 days until expiry, assuming that this is a stress test tool that the implied volatility platform provides, which is very, very helpful. I'm assuming that if full-scale hardcore war breaks out, there will be a temporary, maybe 10% drop in the market. If that occurs, if that occurred tomorrow, this is where the price would be at. So the market would fall to 6,466 points. That would put the bottom side of my puts in, bottom side of my condor, the puts in a really tough position. The delta would go to 41, which is a shorthand for in the money probability. You could take that as like there's a 40% chance that it'll go to expiry in the money, which is a very, very high chance. And you can see the theoretical price. Now this is just estimate. The theoretical price would go from what I opened it at as $21 to $171. So the net, if I closed the position and that happened tomorrow and I closed the position, I would lose $4,340. But if that did happen, volatility would go up, right? So with the added impact of volatility going up, say assume it went up by 20%, it doesn't change it too much. If it went up by 50%, it doesn't change it too much. It's about the same point. Now that's theoretical. I'd be surprised if that was, these are estimates of price. What actually would happen might be very different to that. So the idea behind buying an insurance, some insurance puts, you can do three things if you want to buy insurance for the downside risk of a condor. You can buy volatility index options. They're not available in Australia, but they are available in the US. They are an option, but they're only a short-term option because they don't really work long-term, because volatility spikes and goes down. Even if the market keeps going down, volatility will go down. If the market goes down and stays down, volatility will come down, even though the market might stay down. So that's one option. The second option is you buy long-dated puts. Now, long-dated puts go all the way out. You might buy, say, 6 months out from your existing expiry. The benefit of that is that as volatility increases, the value of those appreciates significantly, and you can amortize that cost of that put over many months if you know that you're going to be writing more condors. Now, you have to know that you're going to be doing that. So if your strategy is changing, then it's not necessarily great. But it is what I do, so I'm doing that in my other account, and I've got other videos on that. This strategy that I'm going to put in here is a short-term thing, and you can use weekly options or monthly options. If there's something that you think is going to happen that would negatively affect the price of the market and it would drop, volatility would go up, then you can buy short-term options to cover you in that for that window. Right, sweet. So that's just gone through. Into my account. I'll show you what it's like on this one, and we'll put it through live. So there's a window of time when I think something negative is going to happen. Here is my account. Here's the condor. This one's in worse shape than the other one because it's already over the price that I opened those puts for. Let's put that stress test in again. Say the market has fallen by 10%, volatility has increased by 50%. This is what it does to my account. So I would be, if I closed them in that scenario, $3,640 in down on those positions. If it was, say, 12%, I might just manually put in 12%. That puts it right on the edge of the condor there. That's down $4,795, almost $5,000. And you can see this green marker means that's moved past its strike price, and it's actually in the money effectively. Now, this is what happens if theoretically I put in a put. I'll show you what this order is. This is 2 contracts at a strike of 6,250 points for the 10th of March. So it's a weekly. I put that in my other account. This one is a monthly, so it goes all the way out to the March expiry there. I might put one of these on for this account, but I'll just push it down a bit further. 6,100, so just get it under $300. This is going to cut into my profitability, but I'm okay with that for this month, just as a way to see how this strategy works out. So if I view that in my portfolio here, you can see the effect. So it's taken This is my premium that I was going to earn. I was going to earn $1,300 off this position. It's now taken it down to $1,032. And that's taken straight off my account cash. So the cost, if I put this trade through, if I put the stress test back on, say it drops by 10%, volatility goes up. In that scenario, I was looking at a $4,000 loss. So take this off, or $3,500 loss if I close the positions. With this on, I'm looking at it's about a $400 loss, the difference between this price and this price. So not bad in this context where I think probably something bad is going to happen, and I want to sort of take that worry out of my system. So in this case, I will put through those monthlies on this account. So I'm going to trade there. This is what it looks like when you actually trade a contract. In this case, I'm only trading one. So it gives me an estimate buy and sell, so the bid and offer, and we'll go through, and the limit basically means the midpoint between those two. I can see the quantity that I'm buying. The theoretical price, which is basically the midpoint, is 14.4. Go to the next screen, I can see the brokerage and fees. So it's $26 to put this on. It's a bit expensive in Australia to trade options, more expensive than the US. And the total cost, $280 debit, margin credit of $3. So that's why it's showing $277. What I usually do is just double check that I'm in the right account. This is correct. And that this is exactly what I want to put. This is the expiry, this is the strike. I'll place that order. That goes into the market. Depending on volume of the day, it might take a while to get filled. The added benefit of this is, so for example, on this account, this one, so out to 17 days, if the market does move against you, it has an impact, a positive impact on your margin. Now, margin can really hurt you in the context of, say, this condor strategy, because you might have enough cash in your account to cover the total loss of your exposure, but the market makers require you to keep more than that. So you might say, well, my total exposure is 20,000 and I've got $40,000 in cash in my account. But if the market moves significantly, even though the total loss is capped at, say, 20,000, the market maker says, we don't care. We require you to have $40,000 in your account. And so your total margin goes up a lot. That can be very bad, because you can be planning, if you're not used to that movement, you can be planning to say, well, I've got that much cash. And then you get a margin call, even though you know that you can cover your losses. And then you have to either close your positions at a loss or do something else. Now, in the context of having these puts in your account, that offsets some of that margin requirement, I have found. So, for example, a market drop of 15% in this account, without those two contracts, my margin probably would have doubled from 14,000 to 30,000. But actually, with it in the account, my margin requirement dropped by $8,000. So that's another benefit in that scenario. It doesn't matter too much if you've got a lot of buffer. You should always have, I'd say, at least 50% cash buffer in your account of all of your exposure. But if you can't, or if you find yourself in a position where you really push to the limit, which sometimes has happened to me, this is amazingly beneficial to have. All right, I might cut the trade log there.